Okay. I already got a little bit of issues. My motherfucking unemployment ain't come yet. I got the 900 something, but that 200 weekly payment just gone. Just gone. I gotta get her out. Gotta get her out. I want you to learn the secret of being content in any and every situation. Contentment training is a challenging process. It is learned through enduring a wide range of difficulties. You thought you were fairly advanced in this training, but then the circumstances in your life got harder. On some days you're able to cope well with your hardships. On other days you just want out. I am here to help you with your other days. Begin by acknowledging how frustrated and upset you are feeling. Pour out your heart to me. Simply releasing your pent-up feelings does you a world of good. Knowing that I hear and understand encourages you even more. Ask me also to increase your awareness of my presence with you. Continue talking to me and listening in the depths of your spirit for my response. Cling to helpful scriptures. Bathe your mind and heart in them. Finally, sing praises to me. This will lift your spirits like nothing else. It is good to sing praises to my name, to declare my loving kindness in morning and my faithfulness every night. I know what it is to be in need, and I know what it is to have plenty. I have learned the secret of being content in any and every situation, whether well-fed or hungry, whether living in plenty or in want. Philippians 4:12. Trust in Him at all times, O people. Pour out your hearts to Him, for God is our refuge. Psalm 62:8. It is good to give thanks to the Lord, and to sing praises to your name, O Most High, to declare your loving kindness in the morning and your faithfulness every night. For I am the Lord your God, who takes hold of your right hand and says to you, do not fear, I will help you. I love the old Popeye cartoons. You know, Popeye the Sailor Man. It was clear he was our hero, and Brutus was his natural enemy, threatening to harm poor Olive Oyl. The love of Popeye's life. Every episode after Brutus taunting and bullying, Popeye reached the point where that's all I can stand, and I can't stand no more. Out came his can of spinach, down it went, and suddenly his muscles were popping and fists were flying. Brutus didn't stand a chance. I'm convinced we occasionally need to choose a Popeye moment. When the enemy attacks and we keep struggling, we need to draw a line in the sand and have a showdown. It's all we can stand, and it's time to change. What fight are you facing today? Are you overworking and missing what's most important in life? Are you battling an addiction and telling yourself it's not that big of a deal? Are you putting off a conversation, hoping the problem will solve itself? Are you making excuses as to why you can't drop the pounds, making jokes about it to help relieve your pain? Maybe it's time to stop. Make a decision. Enough is enough. It's time to change. The good news is your strength doesn't come from a can of spinach. Yours comes from our God. His power is available to you. His strength dwells within you. His spirit will help you do what you can't do on your own. Power lift. That's it, Lord. I'm tired of fighting temptation and giving in more time than I can. Help me change and help me change now. Pouring out the water of satisfaction. He would not drink it, but poured it out to the Lord. 2 Samuel 23:16. What has been like water from the well of Bethlehem to you recently? Love, friendship, or maybe some spiritual blessing. 2016. Have you taken whatever it may be, even at the risk of damaging your own soul, simply to satisfy yourself? If you have, then you cannot pour it out to the Lord. You can never set apart for God something that you desire for yourself to achieve your own satisfaction. If you try to satisfy yourself with a blessing from God, it will corrupt you. You must sacrifice it, pouring it out. You must sacrifice it, pouring it out to God, something that your common sense says is an absurd waste. How can I pour out to the Lord natural love and spiritual blessings? There's only one way. I must make a determination in my mind to do so. There are certain things other people do that could never be received by someone who does not know God, because it is humanly impossible to repay them. As soon as I realize that something is too wonderful for me, that I'm not worthy to receive it, and that it is not meant for a human being at all, I must pour it out to the Lord. Then these very things that have come to me will be poured out as rivers of living water all around me. John 7:38. And until I pour these things out to God, they actually endanger those I love as well as myself, because they will be turned into lust. Yes, we can be lustful in things that are not sorted and vile. Even love must be transformed by being poured out to the Lord. If you have become bitter and sour, it is because when God gave you a blessing, you hoarded it. Yet if you had poured it out to Him, you would have been the sweetest person on earth. If you are always keeping blessings to yourself and never learning to pour out anything to the Lord, other people will never have their vision of God expanded through you.
You know how much food they got right now?
Yeah, I have to.
A safe refuge. Keep me safe, O God, for in you I take refuge. Psalm 16:1. In word, if we are to receive the wisdom of God, we must know who He is. Though knowing who He is begins with reading about Him in the Word, it is not in there. God is to be experienced, and much to our anxiety, He is to be experienced in the crucible of life, where fires burn and hearts melt. It is in the trials that we learn the most about God. It is in having to trust Him that we become wise. David often referred to God as his refuge. He would know the would-be king had spent long seasons hiding in caves and fleeing the irrational wrath of Saul. But the caves were not his refuge. David knew that there was a surer, safer source of protection. When all of life seemed to be against him, David could hide in the safety of God. Dictionaries define refuge as a place of safe retreat. No refuge conquers the threats and the dangers we face. It protects us from them. It will not promise us an absence of conflict or pain, but it will provide a haven of rest when the conflict or pain is intense. And we can take deep comfort in the refuge we are promised. It is not a cave or bunker or a bank account or a good plan. It is God. Indeed, do you know Him as your refuge? You can never know this side of God until a crisis strikes, but when it does, He is there to be found. He may seem absent at first, but He does not ignore your pleas. Though you pray for deliverance, and deliverance will come in one way or another, He first wants you to know Him as the place of safety and rest. The Father's desire for His children is that we know, in those precious trials of life, that His presence will welcome us home. When we just want to hide, we can hide in Him. Storms rage, but the good Father never leaves His children out in the elements. He takes them in. They will have to wait out the storm, but they can wait it out within the solid walls of His presence, where a warm fire glows and His hand comforts. The wise will always go there first.